Namaste, angels. This is our full moon in Leo, or full super blood moon in Leo, and full lunar eclipse reading. It's actually just minutes away from the full moon, where I am, in my time zone. As I'm doing this reading, I'm going to do it while it's actually happening. So that's pretty exciting. Hoping to capture all the best possible energy available to us. I'm going to begin by going to www.almanac.com, as I always do for the full moon, and read what they have to say about the moon there. Full moon for January 2019, the super blood wolf moon. The full moon in January 2019 falls on January 20th through the 21st. Traditionally, this month's moon is called the wolf moon. This year brings a total lunar eclipse on Sunday evening. Here is our complete January moon guide. And they go on to have links that you can click on and some other stuff I'm going to read real quick. The super blood wolf moon eclipse. Just a few hours before the peak of the full moon, a total lunar eclipse will be visible from all of North, Central, and South America. The partial eclipse begins around 10:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 7:33 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on January 20th. The total eclipse begins about an hour later at 11:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 8:41 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and will last for approximately 1 hour. This is the time to look skyward. What is a blood moon? A lunar eclipse occurs when the moon passes into the shadow of the earth, which causes the usually bright full moon to turn dark, coppery, red. Hence, this eclipsed moon is being nicknamed the quote-unquote blood moon in the media. Blood moon is not a term used in astronomy. It's more of a popular phrase, perhaps because it sounds so dramatic. It simply refers to a total lunar eclipse. What is a supermoon? A supermoon occurs when the moon is both full and reaches the point in its orbit where it's closest to the earth, or at perigee. A supermoon appears ever so slightly larger and brighter than a typical full moon, though the difference is negligible when viewed with a naked eye. The full moon, and the full wolf moon specifically, reaches its peak on January 21st, 2019 at 12:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what time it is right now? 12:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time when I'm doing this reading. So just after midnight, January 20th at 9:16 p.m. for those in the Pacific Standard Time. This means that the full moon can be viewed best on the night of January 20th. In Native American and early colonial times, the full moon for January was called the full wolf moon. It appeared when wolves howled in hunger outside of villages. Traditionally, the January moon is also known as the old moon. To some Native American tribes, this was the snow moon, but most applied that name to next full moon in February. And that's all I'm going to read about the moon, so let's get to our cards. It's 12:13. Just 3 minutes. Whoop. A card is already taking a leap. It is Healing from the Past from the butterfly deck. I was picking them up. I got the rest of them in my hand. This one came out of nowhere. Okay. It took flight. Other guys beginning with decisions. And I'm going to do a spread from the perspective of the Divine Masculine. Opening to self-employment, which can mean many things. It can be literal, as in self-employment. It can be about you, like employing your own wisdom and intuition and all of that in making your decisions, right? Opening also to healthcare change. Maybe a change in diet, change in exercise, or going from not doing any to doing some, and sentimental feelings. And that could be brought on not only by what's going on now with the moon and other celestial events that take place this week, but also when Uranus went direct last week, in Taurus, where it'll be stationed for about 8 years, that's definitely going to be making us like focus on the earthly, including our bodies and health and stuff too. And opening to realizations and epiphanies. So I normally do talk about what else is going on during the period of the full moon. I didn't do that today. Sentimental feelings. But for what's happening this week, you can check out the general reading and sobriety. Sentimental feelings. I think I'm going to cut here. Decisions, right? Right back where I started. And the overall energy is volunteer, as in by your free will and conscious choice, you follow whatever guidance you've been given and move forward. You go willingly. Divine feminine, the masculine as it relates to the feminine himself, the union as a whole. Overall, the masculine would have the feminine do during this at least 2-week period until the next major moon phase. Although lunar eclipse energy can be felt for months, like 6 months. But the masculine himself is willing to do what the universe would have the two do, but they'll have to affirm to it in order to get full support and the outcome. Namaste, angels. I'm starting the reading from here because I had started it from the beginning and was about 6 minutes in. This is the first spread. I haven't turned anything over yet. I had just gone over what the almanac had to say about the full moon. It was 12:12 as I was reading, and the full moon in my time zone was to occur at 12:16 a.m. And right at that moment, my camera just threw itself, it committed suicide. I don't know what the hell happened. It just laid down. So I have that part saved. I may upload it and just show you guys, so you can hear me saying that it's 12:12, and then a few minutes later, boom, the camera falls over and kills itself. But I didn't want to hold up the whole reading as a result of that, because I think that this is going to be short enough for me to just upload without having to do too much foolishness to it. So I'm going to start from here. This is the perspective from the masculine. Divine feminine. Healthcare change. So I just talked about how there's other things going on during this period. You guys won't get to hear that because, again, it's cut off. But one of them is last week, Uranus went back to Taurus and went direct. It had been in retrograde for a long time. So it's going to be stationed in Taurus for about 8 years. And that is going to be a placement that causes us to want to work on, different changes, to change our diet, to change our how we live, our lifestyles, the people, places, and things with which we surround ourselves, like anything involving the earthly as it relates to health. Some of the cards that I stopped on as I was shuffling or whatever were self-employment. And I said that was going to be about, for some it could be literal. During this period, you're starting businesses and stuff. But for others, it's going to be like you're employing yourself, your own intuition, your own wisdom, your own, ideas and things in making decisions, which it was opposite. The opposite card was decisions. What else was particularly significant? That may have been it, aside from something that came up about healthcare too. A different card. All right, so this was the feminine. Healthcare change. That's what we're on. The masculine as it relates to the feminine. Gracefully aging. I like that. And I like that the butterflies are facing one another too. And that this one's kind of bigger, like a protector. This one's, they're of the same color scheme. Gracefully aging is, like growth. It can be spiritual growth, emotional growth. And for some, physically too, we're having birth. Every day we're aging. And it's doing it where it's not for naught. We're actually learning things and evolving and, you know, becoming better people. So this is like the masculine. He's done a lot of growing up, is what he's trying to convey to the feminine here. He's matured. He's changed. The masculine, as it relates to himself, adult children. So he's got some stuff going on with his adult children, and as a consequence of that, he may have some stuff going on with their mother, or there may be like behaviors or things, you know, that he does or that he doesn't want to do because of this family. Like they're, I don't want to say like people's children or family members are a block, but yeah, you know, that's kind of what I mean. You know, like there's, in order to, I guess, be a people pleaser too, there are things that he does and things that he doesn't do because of the adult children. The union as a whole. Windfall. So this is windfall of abundance, of course. This is love, maybe the money you need to do what you need as a couple or to be able to become a couple, the material needs being met, homes, cars. I don't know, what else do you need in order to get going? Windfall. Love is the most important one, though. If there's a windfall of that, you can figure everything else out. Overall, end of an era. Absolutely. Doesn't this card show up every time we're doing like a full moon reading? Something is being closed out and we're about to start new chapters. With every ending comes new beginnings. But yes, the overall energy of this reading is end of an era. What the masculine would have the feminine do toward the union. Changing your mind. Changing your mind. I think this is applying to those of us who are like fed up. I spoke to another one today on my Facebook. Actually two, one this morning and one this evening. That was just like, I'm over it. I'm ready to move on. Some are going to be wanting you to change your mind back. And maybe for some, you know, they want you to change your mind where they don't want you to be with them. They want you to give up on them for whatever reason. I'm not saying they're correct in doing that, but some, you know, they do try to push you away because they don't feel they have enough or are ready, you know, for commitment or whatever reason. But this is changing your mind. So whatever you were before, reversal of fortune. What he himself is willing to, it is keep the faith. So he's still believing. And if the love reading has anything to say about it, this changing your mind is toward him, for sure. You know, so he's keeping the faith. He wants you to do the same. But the universe would have the two of us do, but we have to affirm to it, is like, make a decision. And yeah, it's tough. So for some of us, we're just not making a decision. We're just hoping it'll go away if we don't do anything. And the universe is saying, nope, you're going to have to face it, but guess what? I'm here to help you if you truly want it. So we call on the help and we make the move, and the universe is there to support us and help us through whatever the consequences of our decisions are. Especially if they are deciding to follow the guidance the universe has given us rather than, you know, our own free will, what we choose. And outcome. Finances. I like this crossing windfall. So it's like when you do the right thing, when you follow the universe's guidance, that's when the multiple H's start showing up. And we've seen them through like all the readings that I've done this weekend where I use the numerology deck. Those 8s mean that you did listen. And so now as a reward, here comes abundance, like financial abundance and fortune. From the perspective of the universe, I'm going to do another spread using the Keepers of the Light Oracle, beginning with Holy Amethyst and Divine Alchemy. Move beyond current challenges and focus on what you desire instead. And opening to Lady Venus, downloads and understanding. Truth is being revealed. Deep insights are coming from heaven and the astral realm. Holy Amethyst. Lady Nada, heart awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Give and receive in balance. Lady Nada and Master Buddha, increased awareness. Deep connection. Trust your inner voice. Lady Nada. And the Shekinah, sacred self. Unleash your spirit. Express your gifts and dance to the sacred rhythm of life. I hope you dance. See? She hopes you dance too. Shekinah. On that note, I'll cut. Lady Portia, divine order. Do what you feel is right. An important lesson is unfolding. Overall energy is Joan of Arc, voice of truth. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. That's what I was trying to get across here. Like as far as the universe giving you full support, and you have to first affirm it. It's like facing the fear, facing whatever you think is going to happen, and just do it. And the universe has got your back, is what this placement means. And what I was just trying to convey with regard to decisions, the ones that we have to make that the universe wants to help us with. Divine being or couple, so single or partnered. Recent past, masculine higher self. Near future, blocks to your progress as an individual and or union. What the feminine can do to help herself, the masculine can. Further advice from the universe, but they, each will have to affirm on their own behalf, commit to it, and the universe will give them that full support and the outcome. Divine being or couple, it is Kuan Yin, care and compassion. Choose to be love. Do what's right for everyone involved and offer a helping hand. So saying by choosing what your heart tells you to do, that's what's going to be right for everyone involved. Because when you choose yourself first, make yourself a priority, and ensure your own happiness, that exudes to those around you. And even if they don't like a choice that you made initially, they'll get used to it. Like, they'll realize that life goes on. And if they truly do love you, they will come around to what is making you happy. Recent past. Mary Magdalene, teacher awakens. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call and don't let anything stop you. So this is like a cross between the hermit and the Hierophant, and wanting to be around people. Again, surround yourself with people, places, and things with which you align. In the love reading, I mentioned Corinthians 2, verse 6:14. Talks about being equally yoked. And a lot of people, I think, get confused about what that means. And they think it means like Christians can't be friends with non-Christians or whatever. And that's just silly. Or that we can't, partner and be married. That's just ridiculous. I think what it means is kind of like what the high priest and the Hierophant means. We need to surround ourselves with, like energy. People of our own vibration or higher. Not just people, again, people, places, and things of our own vibration or higher, from which we can learn something. And that, we can also be helpful in enlightening others. If we're not doing that, it's just like we're just wasting energy. Near future. Archangel Michael, trusting heaven. You're safe. Angels stand close. Surrender your concerns and allow a miracle to occur. So again, this is about letting go and trusting the universe that, that it has your back and that you can just move forward confidently without having to worry about, but what about my kids? What about my ex? What about my mom? What about my dad? Just do what you feel is right for you. And again, therefore, everybody in your heart. Masculine higher self. Gaia, Earth connection. Be mindful of this planet and come back to Earth. Stay grounded. So, of course, you're not floating. It just means that you got to get grounded. If you're being a little flighty, you've got to get back to being a little bit more practical in, again, what's best for you. And it's crossing here the care and compassion. Those are traits of like the Queen of Earth. Compassion, nurturing. So that's who we want to be. Blocks. Paul the Venetian, experiencing grace. Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. So blocks, maybe you're being closed off to receiving the messages and the inspiration. You're not tuning in. And also maybe your fear of sharing them. You're sharing your gifts with other people. What if I don't know what I'm doing? What if I, fail? What if I fall flat on my face? I think I sing really well, but what if they don't like me? That sort of thing. So it's facing fear again. What the feminine can do to help herself. Oh, Master Jesus. You know what? Jesus showed up for the feminine in the love reading too. Yeah, the love reading also. Very interesting. Here he comes again, and he is also the teacher. He's the high priest. Forgiveness is what he has to say. You are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. Some of us may have a relationship with a masculine in our life, maybe our actual father, masculine energy or father figure with whom we need to heal a relationship. It could be our own inner masculine also. It could be our relationship with God, the Father, whoever that is for you or whatever that source looks like for you. Could be the masculine. But forgiveness is going to be key in you moving forward and letting go of anything from the past hurt, negative cords of attachment to any, of your past hurt, and negative emotions. What the masculine can do to help himself: charity, prayer, and contemplation. Connect with heaven. Ask and you shall receive. So your homework, I think, might be a little bit easier than ours. Masculine, if I had to pick. You're just guided to make some intentions and to put some faith behind them. And then when you receive the guidance that tells you what works to put behind them, do that too. The end. And that's how you can manifest. And what the two should do, but they'll have to affirm to it and the universe will help them. It is Diana, focused intention. Exactly what I was trying to convey here. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high and expect the best possible outcome. So the confidence that you need in order to get through this, the faith, the support, if you commit to it, the universe will help you with all that, with the rest. And the outcome. Bridget, inner strength, which is fire. This is very Leo, right? Strength. Leo, full moon. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. So the Leo full moon empowering us is the overall message. And I think we've seen that in every reading I've done this week. General love and now the moon. Speaking of Leo, I'm going to do another spread, beginning with the King of Spring. Inspiring, dramatic, ambitious, and wise is he. He's also a Leo, big lion here. Sagittarius or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Now's your moment to step up into a leadership role. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans will be successful as long as you stay focused upon the big picture. An opening to the wheel, which is another card that is associated with Leo. I'll get to how in a minute. Expect a sudden positive change in your life. You can now move forward and make great progress. The wheel represents the planet Jupiter, ruler of fellow fire sign Sagittarius. However, the wheel and Jupiter itself also connected to the fixed signs, one of which is Leo. Also Aquarius, where the sun just entered. So we might have the moon in Leo, but the sun is in Aquarius now. Also Scorpio and Taurus. The wheel and the 10 of autumn. Contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure and your family's material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and to have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. The wheel. Unity. Embrace this time of deep spiritual growth. You may feel called to act as a mentor, find a new teacher, or to spend time with others who are also on a sacred path. Unity is the Hierophant that I was talking about, which represents the sign of Taurus. The wheel and major arcana card, Ego, or the Devil. You may feel that you're trapped in your situation, but that's not true. Be careful not to overly focus upon material wealth and break free of negative thinking. The Devil is about codependency, toxic situations and relationships, addiction, temptation. Open into also the 3 of autumn, which is about abundance that is earned. Your most satisfying and profitable career or relationship comes from following your passions, listening to your heart, and doing what brings you joy. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your talents and true self to shine forth into the world. So I'm glad I did an extra one because I had started to cut after the Devil. But I think we needed to see that one because that's what I was trying to get across a moment ago when I was talking about the card that was here in the position of the divine being or couple, where I said we need to, like, when it talks about making decisions that are best for everybody, it's the ones that are truly in our heart that are best for everybody, ultimately. The Princess of Summer, sensitive, kind, open-hearted, and inexperienced. Also a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, someone likened to those traits or attributes. You can expect to kindle a new romantic relationship or a close platonic friendship. You may suddenly receive an emotional message from someone or be invited to a social event. And the overall energy is the Princess of Spring, energetic, outgoing, optimistic, and creative. Also a Sagittarius again. That's where Venus is currently located. Also, somebody else was going to Sagittarius soon. I don't remember who, but it probably falls within the period of this reading. Also, we just talked about Jupiter. That is the ruler of Sagittarius. But this can be tied to the other fire signs too. Leo, of course, for which this reading is, with the Leo full moon, and Aries, where Mars is currently located, and which Mars rules. Creative opportunities that you feel passionate about are fluttering your way. Personal growth and broadened horizons will spark fresh and original ideas. Crowning the masculine, the Queen of Spring, talented, brilliant, independent, and charming. Don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. You have several priorities vying for your attention at once, but you can do it. The Queen of Spring is the quintessential divine feminine of the tarot, but in addition to that, she is a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Surrounding the masculine is major arcana card Renewal, or Judgment. It's time to get clarity about your life purpose and to make changes so that you're on the right path, the path that's most divinely suited to you. Forgive what has been without judgment and fearlessly embrace what's to come. Judgment can be about second chances in, whatever area you need a second chance in. Can be about, being judgmental, let go of any guilt feelings. Those are part of the negative emotions and stuff I was talking about. That's where the forgiveness needs to come in, beginning with you. I forgive myself. I let go of the feeling of being guilty, or, that I'm not pleasing everybody, or I may hurt somebody's feelings by trying to make myself happy. I may make somebody else upset. Let go of all of that. Right? That's the judgment. But it can be about an actual judgment, as in like a court decision or something, some kind of settlement. It can be about, as it relates to relationships, and this is any kind of relationship, friendship, romantic, familial, coming to a crossroad with somebody and having to decide, where do we go from here, if anywhere, right? Sometimes we're going to go, the sky's the limit. And sometimes we're not going anywhere else. It's just done. So there's that. Again, there can be second chances in those areas. Maybe we, didn't work out the first time, but let's do it again. Second time around. One of my favorite bands, of all time, groups, Shalimar had this song called The Second Time Around. It's going to be better than the first time. Also, judgment, like the Three of Pentacles, which we just saw as I was shuffling, preparing for this spread, is about abundance that is earned. So it can be earned on this plane here, like from work you've done, you're getting promotion, raise, some sort of reward, accolade, recognition. Or it can be something, your works, like your karma, what you've done in your life, decisions you've made, choices, did you do the right thing? The universe watching and rewarding you. And then ultimately, those works will also be rewarded down here too, because as above, so below. So, but you may get, you may ascend further. You may grow in spiritual gifts, and then that will somehow manifest into something more tangible down here at a later date. Masculine subconscious is the Two of Spring. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause have brought you great success. In fact, it may be in your best interest to get a partner to assist you in your endeavors or to expand the number of people helping you. The Two of Spring is the divine union or twin flame card of the tarot. It is also a card as it relates to general energy about manifesting. Like when we start manifesting, when we have a concept, we have an idea, we have a thought, when we speak a word over ourselves, that's like what the number one represents. When we see multiple ones, that's the universe trying to get our attention to say, hey, watch your thoughts, watch the word you're speaking over yourself, because this is in a period of manifestation for you. So when you get up to 2, that's where you need to have faith and believe that it's actually going to come to pass, right? That it can grow into something. You got to just believe, hope, keep hope alive, keep your dream alive. And by the time it's 3, you begin to see something taking form. And then 4, we have it, right? It's on a sturdy foundation. This is also, you got 2 2s here. Masculine is surrounded by 2 with Major Arcana card 20 and rooted in the 2. So this is like an 11-11 as well. Crowning the feminine. The King of Summer. Warm-hearted, devoted, loving, and faithful. A trustworthy person or relationship enters your life. You may receive wise and compassionate advice from someone who speaks directly from the heart. The King of Summer is a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. He is, it says, warm-hearted, devoted, loving, and faithful. Feminine surrounded by the Prince of Winter. Decisive, focused, driven, and impulsive is he. When he shows up, there's usually a decision that has to be made or that we're awaiting. And it's here mirroring judgment, which can mean decision, whether legal or, otherwise. A judgment being handed down is like a decision being handed down, right? So we could be the ones making it or, awaiting the decision. Get ready for progress to speed up. This situation requires you to choose logic and intellect over emotion and to make your decisions quickly. Feminine subconscious. Oh, this Major Arcana card 6. The Lovers. True and long-lasting love. finds its way into your life. Follow your heart with caring actions and choices. Now, as this card, it relates to making decisions, because it can be about that too. It's usually decisions like our heart versus our head. And isn't that what the king of summer versus the prince of winter is? This is our heart versus our head, possibly. And it may be a choice between a water sign and an air sign. Maybe that's simple. Speaking of air signs, the Lovers represents the sign of Gemini. And wait a minute, the other major arcana card on the table, Judgment, represents the sign of Scorpio. So that's interesting too. Gemini, Scorpio, Gemini, Scorpio. And then some fire for good measure. Maybe some passion burning between these two. Crowning. Major arcana card 5, Unity, or the Hierophant. Embrace this time of deep spiritual growth. You may feel called to act as a mentor, to find a new teacher, or to spend time with others who are also on a sacred path. They are equally yoked to you. Unity, the Hierophant, represents the sign of Taurus. At the root, the foundation, probably from where all of this came, like from where did it start? Starts right here. Major arcana card, the Sun. Number 19. Your plans will work out well, bringing you happiness, prosperity, and success. You'll garner the recognition for your accomplishments that you so richly deserve. Well, the Sun has been present for every reading I've done this weekend. So I think that this is actually, like we can all count on this. Sometimes not all of the energy impacts everybody, right? There's usually something, a message in here, in every reading for everybody that watches it, but not every card, is likely to be significant to each person watching it. It's certainly not in the same way if it is, but the Sun just makes everything better. So whatever it represents, it's been here for every reading. And I think it's going to illuminate some things and bring out some truth. Somebody may be communicating something that you don't know to you over this period, in like at least the next 2 weeks. Major arcana card, the Sun, represents the sign of Sagittarius in the tarot. But Earth Star, the Sun, rules the sign of Leo, for which this reading is. It can also be about Aries, of course, too, and can have nothing to do with the zodiac sign, and just be about the Sun illuminating things and making everything better. Also, in the general reading, I talked about it being connected to different things: surgery, loss, having to recover from those types of things. Somebody undergoing some sort of cancer treatment or something, different things. So you want to check that out if you haven't seen it yet. At the heart of the matter, womp womp, 5 of Summer. Focus upon the fact that God loves you and always has the highest of intentions for you. A positive outlook makes it easier to recover. I was just talking about recovering from life's little difficulties so that you can move onward and upward. So what we don't want to do is sink into an, oh, woe is me, because when all this wonderful energy is surrounding us is what this means. Like, keep your spirits up so that you are able to manifest all this positive energy into your life and all this abundance. I'm going to further clarify these, though, with the Ascended Master cards, beginning with Let It Go and Kuan Yin. And Spiritual Law of Attraction. So this is about manifestation with Melchizedek. Law of Attraction. Thought says right. And he's here with this big full moon. This is Thought here. Prince of Winter, Mercury, communication. So yeah, right. If you can't speak it aloud yet or at all, or maybe this is you writing down your full moon intentions, what you're letting go. I set mine on fire afterwards. I talked about letting it burn too in the general reading. Yeah, but I set when I write these letters to the universe, I burn them after. People put them in what they call a God box or save them somehow too. That's fine. You may be writing to someone else, to another person. maybe you'll send it to them, give it to them. Maybe you won't, but thought wants you to express yourself, to get the words out. And opposite law of attraction, it's so that you can manifest them. Like you may want to make one of those boards when you write down what your goals are, so that you can bring them about using the law of attraction. Yes, says Ganesha. Do exactly that. Lord Ganesha is coming through to knock down all our obstacles so that we can manifest abundance. There's nothing in our way stopping us. He says, yes, sure am. And artistic expression, Paul the Venetian. So he agrees with Thought. We need to express ourselves to communicate. And you may want to come up with a creative way, a different way, like writing, maybe a poem, a song. I was serenaded just last week with a song that someone made themselves. And Horus, and another full moon. I think on this note I will cut. You are seeing this situation accurately, says Horus. So like, trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust your instincts, trust what you see, out of your own two eyes, also like in a literal sense, and don't let anybody tell you, oh no, that's not what it was. Like, you know what it is, and accept. There might be some things you have to accept. You've seen them for what they are. Mother Mary comes through and says, nurture yourself. She has a feast day this week too. It's on the 24th. Our Lady Queen of Peace. Overall energy is you can do it, says Archangel Michael. Atop the Queen of Fire. Take charge of this situation, says Moses. So that's perfectly appropriate, because the fire signs, the queen and the king, they are absolutely leaders. They are confident. They are passionate about what they do, what they want, what they need, their desire, their goals, and they go after them. So if anybody's going to take the charge of the situation, it is somebody with the energy of the Queen of Spring. And that is what Moses guides you to do. So whatever your situation is, masculine, you know what Moses is talking about. I may not, but you do. So take it by the whole. Aww. A top renewal, and the second chances, getting back together. Twin flame, says Angus. How awesome is that? Maybe that's what you have to take charge of. You got to be the one to, communicate. Grab the phone. Write something down. Send a card, a text. I don't know. But you may need to take charge of the situation to make sure that you guys get to, talk it out, or whatever it is you need to do. Masculine subconscious atop the Two of Wands, which is also about twin flames, is come out of the closet, says Amaterasu. So it's like you may be wearing a false mask or something, masculine, pretending that this doesn't exist, even though you know it does. You're seeing the situation accurately. You know that you're, a part of a divine union. You're maybe with the wrong person, or doing the wrong, you're making some choices that are not resonating with even yourself. This can be literal as far as coming out of the closet. That can have to do with homosexuality as well. And somebody needing to acknowledge, who they truly are. Or, maybe not homosexuality, maybe some other thing where, you're just pretending to be something that you're not. And that's what you need to stop doing. Especially as it relates to your progress here, either in a relationship or in manifesting, again, and having faith, because you need to have faith in yourself too, that you can be who you are. That's going to allow you to be confident and to take charge of whatever situation you need to take charge of. For the feminine, atop the King of Cups, Detach from drama. Instead, love. Instead, love. That's what the King of Summer means here, coupled with Pallas Athena. When the goddess of war tells you to detach from drama, it really means like, stop it. She's all for drama, but she's saying no more also. So like, cut it out. And you may have drama with a water sign that, or you may have had drama, feminine, with a water sign that needs to come to an end, and you guys need to make up or whatever, or part ways, like choose one or the other, but no more drama. Atop the Knight of Swords, follow your heart, says St. Francis. I think these two should have been switched. Like detach from drama should have been atop the air, and follow your heart should have been atop the King of Cups. If I were doing it, but I didn't do it. This is like, you know, but yeah, it's like, this is saying instead of your head, instead of, you know, being all analytical and, you know, super sterile and like you have no emotions or feelings, follow your heart, says St. Francis. And also, like, if you're debating whether or not to say something, or you're debating a decision that you have to make, follow your heart in that regard also. Atop the Lovers, which also may be about a decision or maybe about beautiful love, like the cards we have over here on the masculine side, we may have our own. It is purification, says White Tara. Oh, this is really about like the sanctity and sacredness of a partnership. You may want to do, feminine, some sort of, like, take this a little bit literally and do some sort of cleansing too. Maybe a spiritual bath. Maybe something sacral chakra clearing. Maybe yoni steam. But on a less physical note, maybe, this can be with having to do with your environment too, like purification of your relationships and making a choice in that regard, again, of like heart versus head, like I've said before. Atop the Hierophant, mother, wife, sister, daughter, says Lady Nada. So we may have a relationship with a feminine energy in our life too, with whom we come to a crossroad and heal something. It could be our own inner feminine. It can be our mother, wife, sister, daughter as well. Crossing judgment. Yes, we might have come to a crossroad with this person. Crossing the Knight of Swords and follow your heart. Same thing. We may need to make some sort of decision about our relationship with them and whether or not to speak up or say something, communicate something. So the answers are the same. Follow your heart, and you know, judgment is about just being caring in your judgments, not being judgmental, just handling your business in a fair way. Atop the Sun at the foundation, it is persistence, says Lou. So you keep pushing and everything's going to work out right. You know, you keep forging ahead. And he's got like a sun right over here on this, over his third eye. But yeah, keep forging ahead. 9 of Wands style, and everything's going to turn out great. And atop this shitty 5 of Cups in the middle, it is crystals. So how to get your spirits up instead of down in the dumps, you can work with some crystals or put some on, wear some, right, that pick up your spirits. Maybe like as it relates to love, maybe some pink quartz. Hematite can be, maybe not the ones that I have, but in general can be very masculine or feminine, because, you know, it's the color, the tone is a dark color. And that can help you to lift your spirits so that you can, again, take advantage of all this wonderful energy that's surrounding you. Further advice and what we can, you know, expect to be rid of over the next 2 weeks, like what we can let go of, and expect different, expect to have changed by the time the new moon comes up, is what this advice is going to be. From the Animal Tarot to the Masculine, 7 of Autumn. The planning, resources, and efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next step. So if you don't see, it doesn't look to you like something is happening, the idea is for you to continue to believe that it is, because you already set everything in motion for it to be happening. So just like trust and have faith that things are going accordingly. Feminine, the 3 of Spring. Stop to take time to review and to make long-term plans, capitalizing upon your past success. It's appropriate to pat yourself on the back for all of your accomplishments, but you may also need some patience, like the Masculine, for the next phase to play out. Masculine, for you, from the Keepers of the Light Oracle, Lady Nada, Heart Awakening. Awaken to acceptance and divine love. Uncover your face, get out of the closet, wake up, give and receive in balance. Feminine, for us, it is the Shekinah, sacred self. Unleash your spirit, express your gifts, and dance to the sacred rhythm of life. From the Butterfly deck to the Masculine, hobbies. I talked about hobbies and like coming up with new ways to make money through your hobbies, especially those of us who are out of work, if we are, maybe perhaps in this country because of the government shutdown or something, to try to turn your hobbies into some sort of abundance, money-making situation for yourself. Feminine, for us, body changes. Different reasons. Some, it can be pregnancy or having a baby. That can cause the changes. For others, again, we're changing our eating habits. We're, dieting and exercising different. And so that's bringing about actual body changes, literal, for us too. From the Abundance deck to the Masculine, quiet retreat. It's time to disconnect from the outer world so that you can discern and process your true thoughts and feelings from your inner world. Create this quiet time for yourself and you'll have more clarity about what to do next. Feminine, for us, it's safe for you to receive. The more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you'll have available to share with others. Open your arms to receive and to be a conduit for good coming to you and through you as it blesses the world. Masculine, for you, from the therapy cards, angel therapy cards, visualize success. See yourself doing well in this situation, and then it'll have a positive outcome. So I talked about that right here in this placement as it related to manifestation. That's what that's about. Seeing yourself succeeding. That's how you manifest it. Feminine, for us, solar plexus chakra. It's safe for you to be powerful and to take charge of your life in positive ways. And from the Ascended Masters, Masculine, health and healing, says Hilarion. That's your focus over the next 2 weeks. And Feminine, for us, retreat into nature. So similarly, we got to get into the earth energy too, and some practicality and grounded and spending time with nature. That's going to help to bring about abundance, but it's also about our surroundings, our environment, the people, places, and things with which we surround ourselves, and what we ingest, what we put in our bodies, all of the above. I hope that you guys have enjoyed the moon reading. Unless it's with the client readings. I may be back with the client readings if I decide to post them. If you want one of your own, Queenofswordsthelightworker.com. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe so that YouTube can stop forgetting that we exist. Namaste.